Hey everyone. Hey everyone. So I haven't uploaded a video in a while. I've been kind of busy with like work and all that stuff. But this video is going to be about the things that you don't need as an artist. So I guess this is the perfect video to be making right now because as you can see, my setup is kind of janky right now. The quality isn't all that great. Like, even my setup isn't that great right now. I don't have all the tools that I need right now, but what I do have is the motivation to create something and to get it done regardless of what I don't have or what I do have. I think this is just the perfect time to be like, look, like, you don't need the best supplies, you don't need the best tools, you don't need the best anything. All you need is the drive to get shit done and to create. And that's what I'm trying to even teach myself right now because I spent like the last 2 months like stressed that I didn't have like a good laptop. I didn't have a great camera. I didn't have all the lights. And it was like stopping me from making shit. And like here I am finally sucking it up and just getting it done on this laptop that I just got for like 40 bucks. Things you don't need as an artist. Really expensive paints. It definitely is helpful. You don't need it to get shit done because at the end of the day, it's really about your technical skills. It's about your motivation, your passion, your ability to adapt. Can you work with the tools that you have? Can you use it for what it is instead of treating some really cheap paints as really expensive paints. Try to work with the material, try to have it like use its best qualities to your advantage. Maybe the paint is kind of see-through, so work with that, like layer it. And you don't need a studio. So I currently have a studio, but it's not a necessity. It's helpful, especially if you have a hard time working like in your home, you don't have a lot of space, maybe your family gets in the way of making your work. Try your very best to put yourself in that headspace where you're like, I don't need it, I can get things done. It's about having that drive, that passion inside, and that's easier said than done. I completely understand that, but it's honestly, this video is also for me too, to remind myself that I don't need every little thing that comes to my head. It's about the passion, the drive, the blah blah blah. Like, you feel me? But what you do need is your health. You do need your happiness. You do need all those things. You don't need validation from thousands of people. You don't need that. You don't need validation from even one person. The validation you need is the validation from yourself, the validation from within. These are all lessons that I'm trying to tell myself because I get so caught up in making work that people are going to love. Oh, is this going to get enough shares? Is this going to get this and that? But like at the end of the day, am I making work that I like? Am I having fun with the work that I'm making? That's the question I have to keep asking myself. It's such a weird tug between two different worlds. The world of like being practical and getting shit done and improving quickly, in the world of like being true to yourself and making your best work, and the two worlds of like impressing yourself and impressing the world. And sometimes it's hard to find that intersection between the two. I'm trying to make this video like as educational as possible. I want someone to click on this video and feel like they went away with something, but it also feels kind of like a therapy to like let us out onto the camera, onto this really shitty camera. Just being okay with knowing that like you'll get there in time, knowing that like everything will work out. You just got to keep going. Don't let anything stop you. Don't let these imaginary blocks get in the way. Don't let the likes, the views, don't let the material get in the way of your process, because at the end of the day what matters is that you're getting it done and that perseverance is there. That's what matters at the end of the day. It's not the validation, it's not the material, it's not any of that stuff. And yeah, it's nice, and yeah, it does help, and I probably will come back and make a video about the things that you really do need as an artist. I probably will do that, but I always want to come back to this particular video, that it's not about the expensive, the fancy, the validation. I'm gonna keep saying that over and over and over again for all these minutes. But it's just like a lesson that just needs to be drilled into my head. And maybe you needed this too, whoever's watching this video. It's hard as an artist. It's hard to tell yourself these things, especially when the return is so little. Like, you pour in so much love, so much energy, so much passion. You pour in so much money, even just to materials and supplies, and then you realize, like, shit, I'm not getting all that much back from it. And I don't even know how practical this is as a career, but like, if it's just like you just got to keep going and going and going, and maybe the road isn't all that clear, but it's it'll be clear in time. I think that's really the part that matters. It's crazy, it's hard, it's weird. Everything is Life is hard. But we're doing our best, and that's really what matters. Even if at the end of the day, like, you see, like, back there, all the different, like, supplies I have there, I don't even use 90% of those things. Like, if I were to throw it all out, like, okay, maybe it'll be a little bit harder because I won't have as much accessibility to different colors and materials and stuff. But, like, even if I were to throw it out and I left myself with just one pencil, with that one pencil, there's still a world of possibilities. Like, there's so much, like, I could work on my skills in shading. I could work on my skills in, like, realism. I could work on my skills and just my, like, drawing from my imagination. It really comes down to your will to learn. Do you want to learn? Don't let the money get in the way. Start now. I want to tell that to every artist that just they, I always have people telling me that it's so expensive to be an artist, and yes, it really is. But just start with your passion. Start now. Oh my god, I'm gonna come back to this video. I'm like, oh my god, I was bugging out. But I hope that at least in like a couple years from now, I'll have like, this is totally backtracking on everything I just said, but I hope that my videos are better. I hope that my art is better. I hope that I find the essential tools I need. But for now, I'm letting this motivation drive me. And working a job is so stressful, and it makes you feel like you have no more time for art. But, you know, you gotta do what you gotta do. Just keep hustling, keep grinding, get things done. This is not how I thought this video would turn out, but whatever. I hope it helps someone.